nurses to the nurses station. All nurses to the nurses station.
Hi, Jerry Long here, and I'm here with Jane Munson in the very place that I was born in, this room that I'm standing in right now. Jane tells me used to be the surgical room here. It's now been converted to a soda fountain. Can you tell us a little bit about the soda fountain and how it became to become here, Jane?
Well, about 20 years ago, Bill Reed, who owned the drugstore across the street where the bank is now, when he sold it to the bank, he donated the soda fountain to the museum. And so that was quite an addition, because before that we just relied on donations. And now, in the summertime, we serve ice cream treats to people when they come in, and that gives us a little bit of revenue. We serve the old-fashioned Frosties that they used to serve in the drugstore way back when. We make those ourselves and freeze them so that they're here, and people enjoy reminiscing and thinking back to when they did serve those Frosties. And we serve all kinds of other ice cream treats, banana splits, and we supposedly make the best milkshakes in a big wide area here. Everybody comes here for them. And two of the gals that help out in the soda fountain, one is 90 and the other's 96, and when they were in high school they used to work at this soda fountain when it was in
Reed's drugstore.
Yeah.
I used to live on a farm. I grew up 9 miles south of McDonald, Kansas, and every Friday or Saturday night we went to town, and my dad had gave me a quarter allowance, and I went to Alfred Buck's drugstore there in McDonald over there, where I bought 2 comic books for a dime a piece and a Coke for a nickel. And that was when they weren't pre-made. He put ice in a glass, put a little Coke syrup and some carbonated water, and stirred it up with a spoon. That's how it was here.
Right, yeah. Probably used something like this.
Just like it almost.
Yep.
But he's unfortunately has passed on. Here I had taken some photos in there in 1973 when I came through on a vacation with my 3 kids at the time. So that was a long time ago, but they all enjoyed it over there. They all had a Coke at the time, so it was fun. Yeah. But this room right here, I had my appendix out and my tonsils out apparently, so it was quite an ordeal. And then I remember some friends of mine came in and they gave me a cap pistol. Yeah, they put a drain in my side, and I says, he came in to yank on my drain, and I pulled out the cap pistol and said, "You ain't doing that no more." That was a story from long ago. Anyway, so what else can you tell us? When did this hospital become a museum?
Well, they acquired well, I guess I need to go back. Dr. Moorehouse gave the hospital, well actually the Pringles did. The Pringles bought the hospital and they donated it to the Methodist Church. Well, the Methodist Church didn't have the means and the people to run a hospital, and they didn't know what to do with the building. So they sold it to the Dundee County Historical Society that was founded by Everett Sutton, and they bought it from the Methodist Church for $1.
Oh, that was amazing. That was a good price.
Yes, it was. And so they started the museum then down just on they started originally on the one wing, and then over the years it's grown into the rest of the building.
Okay, so next stop we're going to go down to the delivery room here. So we'll see you down there in a few minutes. Hi, Jerry Long here, and I'm in here again with in the delivery room of the old Moorehouse Hospital where I was actually born. I was actually probably born in this room June the 30th, 1945. That's the day I was born, 72 plus years ago now. So Jane, what can you tell me a little more about this room?
I actually don't know a lot about it. I just know that this was the room, and we have it set up kind of how it might have been, minus the babies. They would have been down in the nursery. And Dr. Moorehouse is the doctor that probably delivered you.
That is correct. He was the doctor who delivered me.
Yes, and his sister was one of his main nurses. And this is probably where your mother was.
More than likely. Here's,
yep, near you washed up.
we lived on a small farm 9 miles south of McDonald, Kansas, and this was the closest hospital at the time.
Oh, wow.
And my wife was just telling me what it must have been like to come over here from, it's probably 30, 35 miles away at least, minimum here from where we used to live.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you, Jane, for showing us this.
You're welcome.
And
hope
anyway,
your mom's glad she made it here.
yeah, we got her ashes and her gravestone out in the back of our pickup here, right in front of the hospital here. So, full circle.
Yeah. Wow.
Thanks again.
This is the Anne Geddes doll room. All the dolls in this room used to be the property of Anne Geddes, and she donated them all to the museum. She collected the dolls over the years. Some she bought at auctions, some she picked up traveling, and some of them, a lot of them were gifts to her. We have them divided into different types of dolls. We see a lot of some of the baby dolls over here, all of the porcelain head dolls here. The top shelf are Carnival dolls. When you would go to the carnival and throw the ball and knock the milk bottles over, why, this is what you got for your prize. Back there we have her Barbie doll collection, and then all the dolls from foreign countries. And we do have some patriotic dolls on the top shelf over there. But I think there's about 300 dolls in here. This is our Fashions of Yesteryear room. All of the clothing and accessories in this room were worn by past residents of Dundee County. Some of the more interesting ones, this black outfit was a wedding dress, and she married Lee West, and I know they're dated back into the late 1800s because we have their kitchen set downstairs. But a lot of the women back then, their wedding dresses weren't traditional white because of their economic finances. They had dresses made that they could continue to wear to church on Sunday. Over on the other side of the room, there's a suit, one of the first suits that was made by a Dundee County tailor. And Dundee County tailor actually lived right across the street from this hospital when that suit was made, and the family donated that suit to us. We have a lot of different hats, and women always wore hats back then, and so we have a lot of their different hats and shoes. We have an outfit over here, the little wool suit was worn by one of our ranchers, Verl Reichert, when he was a young man, and he just passed away here this last summer at the age of, I think, 96 or something like that. But it was always kind of comical to come in and see his little suit there. We have a vest over here that a hunter made for his son. It's made out of deer hide and trimmed in rattlesnake. So a lot of interesting things to look at in our fashion room.